From the first moment we saw this dam, we knew Hurricane Helene was a storm like none other.
It was devastating.
It hit the southern points of the United States, but the damage spanned hundreds of miles inland, including here in Greene County.
Our water intake system was completely destroyed.
Helene destroyed homes and bridges, cutting off vital water and transportation. In the years since the storm, Greene County has rebuilt, but they will not forget Helene's fury. Today, we are remembering how Helene tested the people of Greene County, who proved that community is stronger when you face a storm together and with the help of those around you. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Robin Wilhoit. We are looking back at 1 year after Hurricane Helene slammed into the southeast. On September 27, 2024, that Category 4 storm made landfall near Perry, Florida. But parts of East Tennessee and western North Carolina felt Helene's fury when historic flooding overtook the mountains. Among those hardest hit, Asheville, North Carolina, and the surrounding area. In Tennessee, towns were decimated by flooding, including communities in Unicoi, Carter, Washington, Cocke, Hamlin, and Greene counties. In all, 108 North Carolinians and 18 Tennesseans died as a result of the storm. Roads connecting the two states were closed. Debris and damage from catastrophic flooding totaled in the millions. In Greene County, long-standing properties were either damaged or destroyed. Running water at a bare minimum. Bridges washed away, and a hero lost his life. We begin with the most telling of all the stories coming out of Greene County, the Nolichucky Dam. At one point, it handled as much water as Niagara Falls. And even though it's over a century old, TVA says the Nolichucky Dam did its job. Here's Olivia Daig.
Right now, TVA crews are hard at work restoring damages from historic flooding after Hurricane Helene. The Nolichucky Dam is over 100 years old, and it was able to hold twice as much water as Niagara Falls during the peak of flooding. TVA is continuing to monitor what they call superficial and minor damage to the Nolichucky Dam. Water reached 5 feet above this bridge, the highest ever recorded. TVA says this dam essentially spared the region of an estimated $406 million worth of flood damage. The flooding would have stretched to Lenoir City, Chattanooga, and even South Pittsburgh.
This water was 9.5 to 10 feet higher than what we'd ever seen at this dam before, and she did great. So, I mean, we were very, very happy. Like I said, we have a very robust dam safety program. We make sure the folks downstream of us are safe.
Over the next 6 to 9 months, TVA crews will continue to monitor conditions here to make sure this dam is safe. Reporting in Greene County, I'm Olivia Daig.
The images along the Nolichucky circulated on social media. Anchor Raya Katene went to Greene County in the days after the waters receded to see the devastation.
Trying to salvage whatever they can.
You need help?
Neighbors and friends in Greene County are helping one another as they recover from the destruction brought on by Hurricane Helene.
Everything we had, everything I've had for years, worked for, and it's gone. I mean, it's destroyed. But
a level of destruction Jonathan Parton has never before seen.
No, it's not easy. You don't even know where to start. I don't wish anything like this on anybody.
Parton says his home filled with about 10 feet of water, destroying almost everything inside. He and his family have lived by the Nolichucky River for over a decade. On Saturday, the Tennessee Valley Authority warned the Nolichucky Dam could fail at any moment, causing life-threatening floods. TVA estimates water levels reached 8 feet over the record elevation.
It just blew my mind. I never would have imagined that.
But as water levels continue to fall, authorities say the dam is now stable and secure. Still, closed roads and bridges are making it impossible for some people to get home.
I've tried to find several different alternative routes to get home, and all the places are closed off.
Aaron Harden lives on the other side of the Oscar B. Lovett Bridge. He spent Friday night in a motel.
I have animals and I live alone, so I would kind of like to be able to get home so I can feed them and take care of them.
Living on different sides of this raging river, some people are trying to find a way home while others are working to save theirs. In Greene County, I'm Raya Katene.
Parts of Greene County went days without water after flooding from the Nolichucky River damaged a vital intake structure for that county. Sarah Ottman looks back at the challenges to get running water back to those communities.
What we're working with is essentially a disaster of biblical proportion.
Hurricane Helene brought historical flooding to Greene County, causing extensive damage and leaving many residents without water.
I don't know that anyone could anticipate an event and the destruction on this level, this type and magnitude of event.
The intake structure for Greenville's Water Commission was fully submerged after the Nolichucky River flooded.
Debris that struck and destroyed the pump house for the Greenville Water Commission had in fact actually penetrated the building, flooded the pumps.
With water shut off, the county has set up water distribution pods to supply the community with bottled water.
So currently we're doing water distribution pod, which is points of distribution, and we have several open up in the county.
EMA says supplying water is their #1 priority.
So while our community appreciates the volunteer spirit during this disaster, we are currently not accepting volunteers or donations until the water, energy, emergency, and life safety mission is complete.
Members of the community are also stepping up to help their neighbors by donating their own packs of water.
We just wanted to help the community in some way, so people are bringing water in and we're distributing it with our kids.
In this unprecedented time, the Greene County community is joining together to rebuild as best they can.
It is absolutely, positively amazing as to how this community has been galvanized by this to help one another.
About 80% of Greene County was without water for a week. Well, the wall of water took out a number of key bridges in Greene County, including the Kinzer Bridge. It collapsed from the sheer force of the water. Before Helene, thousands of people drove across it daily. It took crews 8 months to get it back up and running for traffic. Here's Lauren Lovett.
Commissioner, he was about 3 minutes late, and I was going to aggravate him about it, but then I realized, no, he's a month early.
The bridge connecting two parts of Greene County collapsed 8 months ago when floodwaters during Hurricane Helene washed it away.
Very scary to see how high the water had gotten.
Kim Phillips has lived right next to the Kinzer Bridge since 1999. She was shopping on the other side when she learned there was no bridge to return on.
My husband called and said, you can't come home. And he said, the water's high, it's too dangerous, you can't come home. He called back in about 5 minutes and said the bridge is gone.
She says months of driving alternate routes has been a major inconvenience. But now, a month ahead of schedule, that vital connection is restored.
Tennesseans did what they do, and they responded, and they volunteered, and they came here to help make this community strong again.
To see this structure 238 days later rise out of those ashes, so to speak, or rise out of the water, to be ready to serve the community has been nothing more than inspiring.
Greene County Mayor Kevin Morrison says having the bridge back open is like returning the community's spirit. It's also a sign of being one step closer to recovery.
We're not going to quit until we're done, and that may be a few months. It might even be a year or more.
For Phillips, it's back to a noisy street, but one she's grateful for.
It's good. It's good. A lot of excitement. You know, a lot of friends that live in this area, and it's just we're excited to have our bridge back.
Those were the first cars to cross that newly opened bridge. Spokesperson Mark Nagy explains how crews were able to rebuild that structure in a matter of months.
So TDOT actually did something that we had never done before. It was a progressive design build contract, a PDB. So we moved the 107 bridge and the 81 bridge in Washington County. They were both put together in the same contract. And because it was a PDB contract, we were able to work much quicker and get those bridges open much sooner than we would have previously. So thanks to the passage of the Transportation Modernization Act by the Tennessee State Legislature a few years back, we were able to have PDB contracts in place. Keep in mind that this was an emergency situation following Hurricane Helene. That PDB contract allows us to do multiple stages of this contract, of this project at the same time. So we're able to work on design at the same time that we're able to clear off this areas and move earth around and get to construction much quicker. So the Sierra 107 bridge in Greene County was open now within 8 months. So it was open in late May of this year. Had it not gone through a PDB contract, we're probably looking at another year or two at a minimum before that bridge would have been reopened. So it was a remarkable amount of work by TDOT employees, by our contractors, by our local partners in this area. And we were happy to be able to reconnect this community and bring some sense of normalcy back following Hurricane Helene.
On the other side of Greene County, floodwaters from Helene washed away the old Easterly Bridge in the Caney Branch community. It is a key connector across the Nolichucky. That road was vital for emergency crews. Here's Maria Guzman with the story.
But as a fire response, it delays us tremendous.
Greene County's volunteer fire department continues to work against the clock. This after an essential bridge was washed away from Hurricane Helene.
You're looking at 5 to 7 minute response, and now you're looking at 17 to 20 minute response.
Poplar Bridge, also known as the Easterly Bridge, links two parts of the county together. Almost 6 months since Hurricane Helene submerged parts of the area, the division has led first responders' operation to change.
But for instance, coordinating and making sure that 911 knows how to route the fire department.
Not only has the closure of the bridge led to longer commute time for neighbors, it's also changed the way this local volunteer fire department gets its water.
When we have a big fire, we have to draft out of that river to fill our tankers, and so now we don't have that access, so it is delaying a big time, and we may have to call for more resources to come in.
The $6.2 million from FEMA in the state comes as a sense of financial relief for county leaders.
You're looking at a total of about $10 million between those two bridges that, again, we're getting relief from.
The Easterly Bridge is one of 10 bridges in the county. It spans over the Nolichucky River. The bridge will be demolished and restored.
But it has definitely been very inconvenient for the residents.
This infrastructure relief comes as a sense of hope for a county still picking up the pieces. In Greene County, I'm Maria Guzman.
The Ernest Bridge is now completely open to traffic for the first time in over 9 months. Wilma Strong has lived in Greene County more than 40 years. She's never been without that bridge for more than a few days.
It was devastating because it took us an hour to get anywhere. You know, we had to go because so many bridges were down from the flood things, and we had to go the long way around.
She says traffic would sometimes back up all the way to her house, a mile away from the bridge. But now that's done.
The water department did good, and Kevin Morrison, I'm so proud of him. He did good things, so, and TDOT.
Greene County Mayor Kevin Morrison says having the bridge back open is a big deal.
We took them for granted, and we're no longer doing that. The increased response times for, just basic ambulance service. Someone having a heart attack, just a few minutes seems like an eternity. Well, imagine that going from 10 minutes or 15 minutes to over an hour.
He says now the focus turns from statewide bridges, which are all repaired in the county, to county bridges.
Each one of these that has this successive opening helps a little bit with the traffic congestion and the flow, and makes it more efficient for our residents.
In the days and weeks after Helene hit, there were questions, concerns, and unfortunately scams. FEMA, the TBI, FBI, and other agencies addressed misinformation and recovery efforts during a roundtable discussion back in October. Sarah Ottman sat in on that meeting.
State and federal departments all working together all the time.
After Hurricane Helene, 13 counties in East Tennessee are considered disaster counties. Through FEMA, people in 8 of those counties can apply for financial and direct services, but only if they register.
We think that about 40% of those that we're aware of that needed assistance have in fact registered. But what I want to really emphasize is Everyone needs to register if they're in one of those counties.
Unfortunately, scammers tend to take advantage of disasters like Helene. The FBI says to think before you trust someone with your personal information.
Relief agencies are not going to ask you for money before they're going to provide you with relief. They're not going to ask for personal information. Generally, they're not going to reach out to you unsolicited.
Helene brought extensive damage to our roadways. With parts of I-40 and I-26 down, many are wondering how long it'll take to improve connectivity between Tennessee and North Carolina.
You know, over the years, we've lost I-40 between us and North Carolina several times, but we've always had I-26. Hopefully within the next 30 to 45 days, I'll be able to reconnect one lane in each direction on I-26 to try to restore connectivity.
As of right now, there are at least 16 reported deaths from Hurricane Helene in Tennessee. The TBI director says they continue to search for people who are still missing.
They are meticulously working through that debris to assure that we are discovering those who may not be accounted for.
When we come back, one of those prominent homes in Greene County was seriously damaged by Helene, but the spirit of the family who lived there for generations was not. How they rebuilt after this historic event, coming up. Welcome back as we look back at Hurricane Helene 1 year after it left its mark on the southeast, including Greene County, Tennessee. Among the homes seriously damaged is one that dates back to the mid-1800s. The Still Hollow farm was flooded over the last 125 years, but nothing like Helene. Reporter Ellis Rold got a first look at the destruction last October.
Our home place has been in my family. My daughters are the 6th generation.
Still Hollow Farm holds the story of the Birdwell family.
And that's why we can't, turn our back on her. She's a grand old house, and, we're going to fix her up the best we can.
George Birdwell grew up in this house. Devastating flooding from Helene tried to wash some of the home's history away, but he says the flood is now a part of that history.
It's just another story, and it's not the last chapter. She'll be here maybe another 175 years and more stories to tell.
Floodwater filled the home, reaching nearly the top of the 2nd floor. That water carried family heirlooms out into the front yard.
I didn't know we had that many old Bibles in the house until I was picking them up through the mud, and I was like wondering what this book is. Well, it was a Bible. It was, there was dozens of old Bibles that, were in my family for years.
And history books say the home has flooded before, in 1901 and 1977. Birdwell says it's time to turn the page.
History's proven it will flood again. I just want to make sure the choices I make moving forward is the smartest choice to make.
As the family writes their next chapter, he says he's trying to make the home more flood-proof. Part of the home was beyond repair and will be torn down.
And then after that, we'll come in with drywall and some trim and polish the floor and make sure the doors and windows open and call it home again.
So that this home can hold another 6 generations of Birdwells.
Months later, in December, Lauren Levitt paid a visit to Still Hollow Farm for an update on their tireless work.
Not as much mud here as when there was.
There's been a lot of progress at the Still Hollow Farm. When we visited in October, this is what it looked like.
Day one, I saw all the mud and the damage, and I was ready for, all right, we got to rebuild the house. We got to do something. Or tear it down. Well, we didn't know. Day one, we had no idea.
12 to 14 inches of mud downstairs and 5 to 6 upstairs, all cleaned away now. Then came working to save the decades-old home.
The walls had to come out because there was mud everywhere, and then the floor had to come out, and then half the house had to be deconstructed.
George Birdwell is a 5th-generation resident. His children make up the 6th. He's been working almost every day to get the house back in shape for his parents. At the beginning, dozens of people came out to help. Now it's down to a handful.
2 or 3 key people that have said, we'll be here till your parents walk through the door and, turn the water on for the first time.
After 2 months of work, they finally rounded the corner from deconstruction to construction.
That felt good. That give us a little lift in our spirits, because every day when you're coming down here and just tearing something up and throwing stuff away, it wears on you.
Birdwell says they lost a lot in the flood, from furniture to family keepsakes, but he's trying to see the good in things. The house will have smoke detectors, insulation, all new electrical, and a total facelift. He's taken 6 months off work to get everything finished and hopes to have it ready for his parents by March. His message to the rest of the county still working to recover is this:
Life's tough, but I'm gonna try it again tomorrow. So, I'll be here tomorrow.
During tough times, the people of Greene County lean on each other, and Helene certainly no exception. In this close-knit community, farmers help farmers. Here's Lauren Lovett.
Farmers Helping Farmers. That's the name of the group Dan Pierman started from a single post asking for help.
I got this idea out in the community, and my friends and neighbors have just taken it and gone with it.
Over 60 farmers joined him today in Greene County, bringing supplies for farmers hit hard by Hurricane Helene.
These guys were barely going to break even if they'd had a good crop. So now they've lost everything.
Pierman says farmers' immediate need is hay, and Brian Alexander has a lot of it.
These people needed it more than I needed to sell it.
For him, it's just what Tennesseans do.
I know if this happened in our area, these people here in Greene County, Unicoi County, Washington County, Cocke County, they would all come to support us too. I mean, we're the volunteer state.
Milton Orr with the UT Extension Agency in Greene County says he appreciates the community's support and hopes it continues.
I want to put out a great big thanks to everybody that has helped, but don't forget us. We're in this for the long haul.
And for Pierman, he's not ready to stop just yet.
There's some rumbling in my group, maybe to do another county further up than here. We'll just have to see how we go. With the turnout that we've got a lot of people that's motivated right now, and it's a good time to keep them motivated if we can.
In Greene County, I'm Lauren Lovett.
In the midst of Helene and its horrific flooding, a man named Boone McCrary stepped in to help. That ER nurse died, putting himself in harm's way to save someone else. Those who loved Boone made sure his legacy of helping others would continue by establishing a life-changing scholarship.
And he's very much loved and very, very much missed still. And I think he'll always be right here with us.
When Hurricane Helene swept through Greenville, Boone McCrary didn't hesitate. He launched his boat into the rising water to try and save a stranger.
His boat hit the bridge and it flipped, and he went in the water, and his intentions was to help that person.
Boone lived his life to the fullest. He even said so himself in the last video he posted to TikTok.
He was larger than life. He was always doing something, always doing an activity, coming up with the next bigger scheme.
A nurse, an adventurer, a son who always called to check in.
Boone always called me pretty much at the same time, and I miss those routines.
Now, that love he poured into others is being poured back through a scholarship in his name.
I think it would warm his heart. I think he might be a little embarrassed, knowing that everything's been done in his honor, but I think he would be appreciative of it, and he was appreciative when everyone helped him.
The Boone McCrary RN Memorial Scholarship offers full support for adults returning to school, people like Boone who felt called to heal.
And if that person, man or woman, if they need a pinch hitter for something, I'm that person they can call. I'll help them any way I can.
Boone gave everything to help others in need. Now his scholarship will help someone else do the same.
I want them to put their patients first and to see their patients as people, just like Boone.
When we come back, hope for the holidays. How East Tennessee stepped up to help our friends in Greene County as our look back continues 1 year after Helene. Hurricane Helene impacted businesses, families, homes, and schools. Many of those students lost everything in the flooding, but their school system got to work to give them the support they needed. Maria Guzman has the story.
The word that has been used a lot is Greene County Strong.
School leader Chris Malone sees the phrase in action every day.
I have told many people that I've seen the best in humanity.
Chris and school staff were boots on the ground when students and families began picking up the pieces from Helene.
The sounds that they talked about was the trees breaking, the river roaring.
According to Greene County Schools District, 11 of the system's 15 schools are still recovering from the aftermath of Helene.
While the initial shock is over, the need is still there.
71 students are affected across the district.
And we had teachers that lost their homes, bus drivers that lost their homes.
Alicia Ricker is with the county's Family Resource Center. She says one way the center helps is by providing financial relief for utility bills.
Missing those wages and not being able to work, left a lot of bills not getting paid, basic necessities like lights and water and things like that.
As resources continue to be distributed, school buses loaded with donations continue.
It's to help them get through that hardship. They are so thankful.
With the holiday season right around the corner, school leaders hope a sense of cheer can brighten a community still recovering.
A lot of our children lost their favorite stuffed animal, their favorite books that they read together with their family, their favorite toys, their favorite comforter.
In light of the devastation, East Tennessee stepped up for those families hit hard by the storm. Together, we donated more than 2,000 toys to the Hope for the Holidays drive. 10 News and our partners with the Knoxville FBI Citizens Academy took those gifts and distributed them across 3 counties, where they brought a bit of hope and joy during a tough time.
The kids are going to have smiles on their faces. I helped one grandmother who has 6 grandchildren that she's raising, and she and I were both in tears because she said without this toy drive, her grandchildren would not have Christmas.
Once again, a big thank you to all who participated in that very special event. And in December, there were a lot of smiles at Nullichucky Elementary School, thanks to a special visit from the big guy himself, Santa Claus.
Hi guys! Is everybody all ready for Christmas? Does everybody have their trees up yet? It's okay, there's still time. It's called The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
Me, I'm gonna take a quick picture.
Oh, thank you.
Just turn and face.
Oh, I know better. You're all on the nice list. Barbie dolls, very good. Lots of Barbie dolls this year. How about you? A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, I'll see you in a few weeks.
Santa also visited schools in Unicoi and Cocke counties as well. In the years since Helene, Greene County has rebuilt, and they are looking to the future, especially when it comes to tourism. Greene County ranks in the top 25 most visited counties in the state, and leaders say there are clear reasons why. Here's reporter Lauren Levitt.
Greene County might not be most people's idea of a destination, but Bo Woods with the county partnership says it could be.
We have a lot of natural beauty here, have a lot of outdoor opportunities for people, and of course we have a unique history here. We have a unique relationship with not just Appalachian history and culture, but American history and culture.
Places like the Andrew Johnson Visitor Center.
Normally when we're in a motorcycle rides, we stop at a historic spot. It's always interesting to see what's changed and what hasn't changed in all the history.
It's a popular attraction. 55,000 people visited last year. And when people spend time in the community, they spend money, benefiting the local economy and the people.
That turns into tax savings for our neighbors here in our community. I believe the number was $370 average per household. So the tax burden for the local community is lowered.
Woods says tourism also provides a way to help the county still working to recover after Helene. In Greenville, I'm Lauren Levitt.
You can watch our entire coverage of Hurricane Helene a year later and its impact on Greene, Cocke, and Unicoi counties. It's streaming right now on WBIR+. Thanks for watching.